Please stand for the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. State and adequate. The public meeting of the Henry Regional Pre-K-12 Board of Education is called to order. Adequate notice of this meeting is published in the Asbury Park Press and the Star Ledger in accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act, PI 1975, CG 31, and notices were forwarded to board members and were posted as required. Statement to the public. Oftentimes, it may appear to members of our audience that the Board of Education takes action with very little comment, and in many cases, by unanimous vote. Before a matter is placed on the agenda at a public meeting, the administration has thoroughly reviewed the matter with the superintendent of schools. The members of the board work with the administration and superintendent to ensure that the members fully understand the matter. Only then is it placed on the agenda for action at a public meeting. In rare instances, matters are presented to the Board of Education for discussion at the same meeting that final action will be taken. Roll call.
Ms. Campbell? Mr. Dust? Ms. Jacob? Here. Ms. Payne-Wells? Ms. Knox? Here. Mr. Krueger? Here. Ms. Messina? Here. Ms. Stock? Mr. Wittenberger?
Here.
Dr. Beams? Here. Mr. Bush?
Here.
Ms. Warren? Here.
There's no old business, so we move on to reports. Ms. Warren, please.
Hello, everyone. Firstly, from Atlantic Highlands Elementary School, the HHRS staff held a special Parents' Night Out on December 5th. The staff babysat about 100 students for 2 hours while parents enjoyed time for themselves. Kids played games, watched movies, and made holiday gift bags. The event raised over $1,300 for Atlantic Highlands families in need. The AEGS students were treated to assembly by Lead You. This program featured games and prizes, all geared towards an anti-bullying and SEL message for our students. Our students had a great time with Ms. Boyle and Mrs. Rodriguez's classes for the winning teams. On November 11th, AEGS welcomed veterans, Vietnam veteran presenters to share with our students in commemoration of Veterans Day. Students have the opportunity to hear about the soldiers' experiences and a message of patriotism, while also seeing genuine artifacts from their years of service. The students asked excellent questions for an outstanding audience. We are very grateful to the veterans for their service, as well as taking the time to share their stories with us. From Highlands Elementary School, we have that HES recently held a successful College and Career Week from November 18th to the 22nd, featuring spirit days and a special Dress for Your Desired Career Day. The week culminated in a career fair where parents, community members, and local business owners shared insights into various careers, including necessary education and training paths, with students asking thoughtful questions. The Student Council organized a food drive from December 2nd to the 13th, with Mrs. McBain's 6th grade class winning for bringing in the most items. All donations went to a local food pantry. And finally, tomorrow night at 6:30 p.m. is the annual chorus and band winter concert. Come out and see the talent Highlands Elementary School students on display. From Henry Hudson Regional School, we have that Mr. Boylan is bursting with excitement to roll out the red carpet for the very first film festival at Henry Hudson. That's right, students. Grab your cameras and get ready to shine. We've got categories galore, from spine-chilling horror to side-splitting comedy, and even a special spot for our fabulous staff films. Picture this: glamorous interviews, a dazzling Q&A, trophies, and a night filled with cinematic magic. Mark your calendars for Thursday, March 6th. Thank you to the members of the National Honor Society, National Junior Honor Society, and Student Council who volunteered at the Atlantic Highlands tree lighting on Saturday, December 7th. The National Honor Society also helped out a family in need by donating a $100 food count gift card for holidays. A total of 40 students, some enrolled in Spanish 2 to 5, and some former foreign language students who did not have the opportunity in previous years went to Mi Luca restaurant in Red Bank for lunch on December 6th. Students ordered food in Spanish and enjoyed traditional Mexican cuisine. This authentic, real-world opportunity gave students the opportunity to practice language and cultural skills learned in their classrooms. The chaperones were Mr. Monterosso, Mrs. Chu, Mrs. Larson, and Ms. Ramirez. On November 26th, the high school ESL class held a Friendsgiving meal. Since many Hispanic families do not celebrate Thanksgiving, each student made food from their home country to share with their classmates, teachers, and administration. Throughout Thanksgiving week, the students learned about Thanksgiving origins, traditions, and food by reading and discussing several articles in English. Through personal donations, HHREA members have purchased clothing, coats, and sneakers, as well as a $100 food gift card certificate for 2 families in need for the holidays. On December 11th, the HHRS Music Department presented its annual winter concert. The concert featured the a cappella choir under the direction of Mrs. Wolf, and the concert band, jazz band, and various small ensembles under the direction of Mr. McGill. The students from the music department performed beautifully to a packed house. They congrats to Mrs. Wolf on her first performance here at HHRS. Mr. McGill would like to congratulate the cast, crew, and musicians involved in Yeartown on a fantastic run of shows on December 6th and 7th, right here at Henry Hudson. It was a pleasure to direct the music for such a great group of students. The 11th and 12th grade classes helped make a successful gift card bingo fundraiser. The student council members and their class advisors enjoyed a fun night and would like to thank everyone who supported the juniors and seniors. On December 17th, the 12th grade peer mentors visited the 7th graders in phys ed class. The peer mentors worked with their groups on coping strategies and mental health awareness, all with, we made snowflakes with coping skills on them, very fun. And then from December 9th to December 13th, all of HHRS showed their school spirit with the Student Council sponsored Spirit Week. It was fantastic to see the halls filled with hugs and pride as the winter sports season begins this week. Thank you, that concludes my report.
It's with that, you have next one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, happy holidays. Great job.
Well, welcome everybody to our December meeting. I believe it's already December and we are about to break for our much needed winter break. We have some exciting things to announce, so I just want to highlight some brief things that are going on in the district. First and foremost, in the beginning of December, we announced our New Jersey Governor's Educators of the Year. I'm so excited that our district will get to honor these exceptional teachers and educational service professionals of the year later on at a board meeting in March, and then again at county recognition in May. But we have announced that from Atlantic Island, our teacher of the year is Ms. Lindsay Hensel. Our Ed Services Professional of the Year is paraprofessional Ms. Elizabeth Conte. From Highlands, our teacher of the year was Ms. Kimberly Montana. And our Ed Services Professional of the Year was our speech therapist, Ms. Pauline Krukowski. And from Henry Hudson Regional School, our teacher of the year was Ms. Patty Nolan. And our Ed Service Professional of the Year was our guidance counselor, Ms. Jenna Fleming. So we are really excited to have them represent our schools, and we'll formally honor all of them at an upcoming meeting in March. When we return from break, our elementary school teachers will be implementing a pilot of a potential new math program for our K-5 students. It's called InnovaMath. InnovaMath right now is being used in a few school districts in the Monmouth County area. It was derived in Spain. It's really unique in the way that they speak about maths and that math builds on all of the different concepts. So our teachers had a math committee that worked throughout all of last year to identify potential new programs for mathematics in K-5. We had our iReady math program for quite some time now, and obviously math is an area of focus for us. So there will be a 12-week pilot in grades K through 4. We have about 12 teachers across the 2 elementary schools that will engage in that 12-week pilot. There's this specially designed pacing guide that fits in with our pacing guide that we use currently. And then we will gather teacher feedback, we'll look at student data points, we'll gather student feedback over the course of those 12 weeks. And then the math committee will reconvene and decide how we're going to move forward, how the pilot went. In the meantime, we've been engaging with program agnostic, so it's not based on the program we've been engaging in program agnostic PD with Novamap over the last several months. So we are excited to start that. Our teachers will do their onboarding on January 6th, and then the pilot at 12 weeks starts on January 13th. So we're ready to that onboarding. For this first half of the year, both central office and building administration has been exploring the possibility of moving 6th grade up to Henry Hudson in the future. So when we return from break, we will begin to send out our community surveys. We are going to be surveying our current students in grades 5 and 6, our current students in grades 7 and 8, as well as our parent community to seek input and feedback on the potential of this plan. Academically, right now, 6th grade is an outlier. Almost all of our programs in the state of New Jersey are designed for K-5, then 6 through 8, and then 9 through 12. So 6th grade continues and becomes more and more of an outlier in our elementary schools. All our professional development resources program is really geared K-5. And 6th grade really doesn't have any articulation for either the students or the staff. And then there's 7 and 8. So we're kind of playing catch up academically when our students move up here because the programs don't always align because they were programmed in elementary school rather than secondary school. And then socially and emotionally, obviously, up at Henry Hudson, we offer a wide variety of clubs, social and emotional supports, obviously athletics and being part of our team, even though our 6th graders do participate in athletics. They don't ever participate in events that go on in the school because they're in their schools and the teams are up here. Sometimes there's some difficulties with kids participating because of transportation and scheduling and things like that. So there are a lot of potential positives to this, but we also know that there's some concerns by parents in the community. So when we get back in January, we'll be sending out those surveys probably mid to end of January to start to get some of that community feedback before we make any final decisions. We are still working through logistics and budgets and staffing and all that comes with making a move like that. So but keep an eye out, community members, parents, and our 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th grade students. They'll be given their surveys in class time, and then our parents will be surveyed through our parent portal using the real-time communication module. As Ms. Ordan talked about, it is holiday season. As I said, in just 1.5 days, we will be breaking for our winter break, and the holiday time here at all 3 schools is just second to none. I mean, the teachers, our staff members, our kids, they're consumed by the holiday spirit. I also cannot say enough about our music programs and our theater program up here at Henry Hudson. So if you did not get to see Urinetown, it was absolutely fantastic. I came with my husband for the matinee, and our kids are so talented. It is just unbelievable. Kids playing the bit, kids backstage, kids on the stage, it is just amazing. And then Mr. McCarthy will tell you on December 11th, the Henry Hudson Music Department put on their winter concert, and I was blown away by the amount of talent that was up there. First and foremost, it was a true collaboration with our teachers from all 3 schools. Mrs. Berger contributed, Mrs. Wolf contributed, and of course, Mr. McGill up here. There was a percussion piece of Carol of the Bells done by our high school band class that gave me chills. I just kept saying, oh my God, this is awesome. Oh my God, this is awesome. Oh my God, this is awesome. And then when the acapella choir sang, they were so robust and it was the largest group we've ever had. And then the middle school band was like amazing. For being up here for a short period of time, most of the kids being 7th graders, I was just blown away. It was unbelievable. And then yesterday, I was treated to the Atlantic Highlands chorus and band. They're in the beginning stages, and for some of them, it's the first time they've ever played their instruments all together. And just such a great show. Kids put on a great production. They looked so professional. Mrs. Furman, Mrs. Wolf did such a great job. And tomorrow night, I can't wait for Highlands to also dazzle. So the holidays are a really festive and vibrant time in our schools. And I just want to thank all of our teachers for always rising to the occasion and filling this time with such kindness and joy and positivity. It's just amazing. And our music programs continue to be second to none. So that I will have a little bit more to say about our board members later on. That is my report. I want to wish all of you a very, very happy holiday, a very healthy and happy year. I can't believe in a few short weeks it will be 2025, and I'll see all of you back there here.
Thank you. Janet, do you have a report?
I have no report, just wish everyone a happy holiday. Thank you.
I have no report. There's no board meeting reports, and we don't have any principal reports, so you can go right into presentations, recognitions, and reports. We're going to start with the student of the month and the anchor awards.
Good evening, everyone. It's almost break, and I know our students are really looking forward to it. And I'm really proud to celebrate these two individuals for their service to the school and to the community. She's not here tonight because she does have another event, but I wanted to honor Student of the Month, Finley Reese. After a field trip to a horse sanctuary, the student has been volunteering at the sanctuary most of the after school and on the weekend. Throughout the cold and rainy winter days, she's outside moving hay, cleaning horse pens, and feeding and caring for disabled or neglected horses. She's shown tremendous compassion, work ethic, and community service. The owners have noted that she has been a great help to the sanctuary animals and to the property in general. So congratulations, Finley. We will honor her at school. And our staff member of the month, if she would join us please up here, is our math teacher, Kathleen Boylan. In addition to being one of our cherished math teachers, she is also the parent of alumni. Mikey, I see you. Welcome back. Kathleen has gone out of her way to assist our ML students. She has researched and used new programs to meet their math level and their individual needs. She has consistently worked to meet these kids where they are and push their skills higher. Additionally, Kathleen has provided winter clothing and supplies to our newcomers experiencing their first winter in New Jersey. She includes ML students in any celebration her classes have, even if they are not in her class. She's made these students feel welcome and cared for academically, socially, and emotionally. And separately, I can tell you that she has taken the fear out of math for a lot of students, and that's very important. So congratulations and thank you. And I just want to take a moment to say thank you to the transitional board for all the support. Enjoy all of this.
Hello everyone, happy holidays from Atlantic House Elementary School. So we have two students of the month. One was for last month. We had a little mix-up. So she's here tonight, and I read this last month, so you're going to hear it again. I'd like to call up Kiri Rivas. And this is what her teacher wrote about her. It is my great pleasure to recognize Kiri as our Student of the Month. She exemplifies what it means to be determined and hardworking. She consistently shows an incredible work ethic, never giving up, even faced with challenges. Whether in the classroom or beyond, Kiri approaches every task with perseverance and a positive attitude, always striving to do her best. Her dedication to her studies and her resilience in the face of obstacles are truly inspiring. Kiri's commitment to success, combined with her kindness and respect for others, make her a standout student and a role model to her peers. Congratulations, Kiri. All right, now move into December. Do we have Amelia Baxton in the house? Amelia has so many great qualities. She is enthusiastic, she cooperates and provides assistance to her peers when needed. She is empathetic and consistently shows respect for both her peers and her teachers. As great as she is academically, she is also that great as a person. I am very glad to have her in my class. Congratulations, Amelia. All right, our staff member of the month. All right, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. In the 1950s, my father came to this country from Italy, and he didn't speak the language. And when I would ask him about that, he said, you know, we didn't have any services back then. We just went to school, and you know, you just picked up the language as you did, and you just figured it out. And he said that was a time where he felt, you know, lonely and it was uncomfortable. So it's great that today we have ELL classes for our students. But it's even better when we have an ELL teacher who goes above and beyond for his students to make them feel a part of the school community, to give them confidence, checking in with their other teachers to make sure they have everything they need. He's a great addition to our school. Our staff member of the month, Clint Campbell. Good evening, everybody. I'd also like to echo Mr. Ferrarisi, happy holidays to you all. As we approach, I guess, the 40% mark over here. Pretty great around there. Tegan Zatchak-Ross is our student of the month, and she was unable to join us this evening. Tegan is a 6th grader with us this year. She's an excellent student, and very similar to Mr. Ferrarisi's student of the month. Beyond the academic drive that Tegan illustrates, she's a participatory student in terms of our activities within the school and a real role model for her peers. So congratulations to Tegan. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to meet tonight. Our staff member of the month is Ms. Fantuzzi, a first grade teacher. Although it's only Ms. Fantuzzi's first year at HHRS, she's been an immediate and significant impact on our school culture. She's embraced the challenge of working with new curriculum materials, proactively seeking answers, and exploring the best ways to connect with your students. Ms. Fantuzzi has effectively balanced the structured learning environment with a warm and welcoming demeanor, creating a classroom atmosphere where students feel supported and motivated to learn. Her dedication, adaptability, and positive attitude have made her an invaluable member of our team and a true asset to our school community, and very, very happy to have Ms. Fantuzzi. Congratulations.
Luckily, we had some of our singles crossed, and we have a November athlete of the month here who missed the November board meeting. So, luckily, because of that, we can get here and celebrate him now. Jane Curry, you are a November athlete. Cross-country season, and you don't get, these guys don't get too much glory or press, if you will, but to start the season in really heat in summer and then end it sometimes in snow or sometimes in pretty cold temperatures is very tough. Jake is the type of athlete I would like to coach when I was coaching cross-country back in the day. He's hard-nosed, he's tough, he runs hard, and he's after it, and sets a good example for our younger runners on our team. So, athlete of the month of November, Jake.
Okay, very excited tonight at Highlands. We get the opportunity to showcase some of our students here for you. I'm going to turn it over to our student council, but I have to say, I've been, this is now, I guess, my 19th year in education, various levels, high school, middle school, elementary school. Obviously, I've worked with multiple student councils.
Our student council is tremendous. I'm gonna let them share with you all the things that they do. Just this afternoon, it's probably not in the PowerPoint because I already previewed it, but we did a knockout basketball game just for fun for the holiday season. And what an enthusiastic, event. And the student council participated versus the staff. And ultimately, I think in the end, our winner was Adam Thorpe, runner-up to City Sacramento. But just a really, really fun, just kind of getting all the stress or the anxiety out, and a fun event. It's organized by the student council on knockout game this afternoon. A lot of fun. So I'm going to turn it over to Mrs. McBain and Mrs. Hartstreet. They spearhead this operation, and then they're going to turn it over to some very talented students that we have as part of our student council. So Mrs. McBain and Mrs. Hartstreet and Highland Student Council.
Good evening. We're very excited to be here. I'm honored that we are able to represent Highlands Elementary at this board meeting. The mission of Highlands Elementary School Student Council is to empower young leaders by actively representing the student voice, fostering school spirit through positive initiatives, and building a strong sense of community by organizing inclusive activities that promote kindness and respect within our school. Our officers were elected by Highlands Elementary students. Each presidential and vice presidential candidate participated in a roundtable discussion to share their views on school-wide initiatives. Students campaigned for a month by creating posters, slideshows, and giving a campaign speech. Each officer was voted in by their 4th, 5th, and 6th grade peers. Our elected officers are Sean Lewis, President, Jackie Amretti, Vice President, Adrian Nash, Secretary, and Isaiah Fernandez Smith, Treasurer.
Council officers present information on Career Exploration Day, Mindfulness Day, Neurodiversity Celebration, and our book swap. First up, we have Sean explaining Career Exploration Day.
Hello, I'm Sean Brewer, Student Council President. During the week of November 18th through 22nd, the Student Council organized a career and college exploration spirit week in Career, providing students with an exciting opportunity to explore various career paths and connect their classroom learning to real-world experiences. On Career Day, students in grades pre-K through 6 had the chance to explore a wide variety of careers for hands-on skills. We were fortunate to have career and community volunteers in diverse fields, including art, science, mathematics, business, law enforcement, military, and community service, who set up informative and interactive stations for students. Our student council members played a vital role in the success of the event. They guided younger students who gave their second to the different career stations, assisted presenters in setting up their displays, and even created thank you banners to show appreciation for the time and effort of all presenters. We are incredibly grateful to our family and community members for their participation and support, and we look forward to welcoming you back for next year's career.
Adrian talking about our book swap from last year.
Hello, I'm Adrian Nash, Student Council Secretary. Last year, the Student Council successfully organized the school-wide book swap, an initiative aimed at promoting literacy and fostering the love of reading in our school community. Thanks to the generous support of the Highlands families, we collected over 750 children's news books. This allowed each student to select 3 books of their choice and share these books on new homes and inspiring a passion for reading amongst students and families. The Student Council played a pivotal role in bringing this event to life. We designed engaging flyers to spread the word, carefully sorted donated books by age, email, and genre, and created inviting book displays that showcase the wide variety of options. In addition, council members worked closely with pre-K through first grade students, guiding them in selecting books that were perfect for their reading levels. The book swap was a resounding success, and we are already in the planning stages for our next book swap, scheduled for March 2025. We look forward to once again bringing the community together to celebrate the joy of reading and the power of sharing resources.
distinctions and challenges. The district began with the presentation with student council officers, educating students about neurodiversity, and led a discussion to promote understanding. This presentation emphasized recognition and celebrating the diverse abilities of classmates to further engage the student body, student council members visited classrooms to confirm conversation and introduce creative activity, able to create project. Each classroom developed its own spirituality and diversity of abilities, and differences among student council relating to the view of individuality and inclusion. Vice President, the Student Council at Highlands organized a special mindfulness day in celebration of Mental Health Awareness Month. The event began with an assembly hosted by Conscious Kids, which focuses on fostering self-awareness and empowerment. Following the assembly, students participated in various breakout sessions. They engaged in yoga, created countdown jars, and stress balls, and contributed to a school rock band by painting rocks. Throughout the day, student council members played a central role in the success of the event. They helped organize supplies in advance, assisted with setting up the station, and worked closely with younger students to help them complete their projects. Their involvement continued as they helped with cleanup, ensuring a smooth and impactful day for everyone involved. Overall, it was a great experience to see the school community come together to promote mental health and well-being and see students develop mindfulness tools and strategies.
We would like to thank Dr. Jacopo for choosing to showcase Highlands Elementary School Student Council. We're very proud of the leadership that our officers have displayed, and we're overjoyed with the sense of community that we're building at our school. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Student Council. Now we're going to move on to the recognition of board members. Dr. Z.
So finally, tonight is the final meeting for some of our incredibly dedicated and passionate board members. Mr. Brittany Scott, Mr. Richard Dash couldn't be here tonight because they had family obligations that were certainly very, very important. And holiday travel, so we understood them not being here. But Mr. Donald Kruger, Mr. Jacobs, Mrs. Karen Messina, and she should be arriving any minute. She went to her granddaughter's chorus concert at the same time as the meeting, so she was hustling back over here. Mrs. Ivy Campbell, who has served on the Board of Education for over 25 years in this community, which is just an amazing, amazing service. So in just my 3.5 years, I think I've said this before, but I always have the total a little lower. In my 3.5 years here, with 3 boards, eventually 4, now down to 1, I have had the pleasure of working with 41 distinct individual board members in just 3.5 years. My colleagues often tell me that I'm crazy. Most people don't work with 41 board members in their entire career, and I've done it for 3.5 years. central office administrator in other school districts and having been a Board of Education member myself at one time, I know that while putting students first is always a priority for most board members, sometimes personal agendas, here she is with 25-year service. I'm vamping. How was the concert? Fantastic. I know that while putting students first is a priority, for most board members, sometimes personal agendas, community pressure, and other factors can get in the way of ensuring that all decisions are made by always asking what is best for our students today and tomorrow. But here's what I can tell you about these board members. Every single one of those 41 individuals, including and especially those who will be saying so long, not goodbye, to tonight, was focused on one thing and one thing only: ensuring that our students are getting the best possible education. To say serving in this volunteer role is thankless is an understatement. The role of a board member is often the most misunderstood and often one of the most criticized. Our board members in the 3 former districts of the Tri-District and those serving on our newly expanded regional district today have often not been met with grace. Sometimes kindness has gone out the window. Some may even say they were maligned, and sometimes even bullied. But their steadfast commitment and dedication to the students of Highlands and Atlantic Highlands never, ever wavered. They asked the tough questions, they had difficult conversations, they challenged the status quo, always asking the same question: what is best for our students today and tomorrow? I am so proud to have led alongside these 6 individuals. I cannot say enough about the character, their passion, and their dedication to our schools, our staff, and our students. They have never led with personal agendas. They have been collaborative, they have been community, and they have always put the needs of our kids above anything else. I've been fortunate to get to know them all personally. This is no longer a speech, this is from the heart. And each one of you I've had unique experiences with. I'll never forget Richard Doust's first meeting the Henry Hudson board, when he kept picking up the phone and trying to find rides for his kids. I was in the middle of a board meeting. He just kept calling people to come pick up his children. What are you doing? You really understand that I couldn't just stop and make phone calls in the middle of board meetings. He has always led with humor. He has always brought a smile to our face, and I will be keeping in touch with him for the sourdough, because apparently, John, I know you're going to sample it, it's some of the best in town. So I'm so grateful for Ricky. Ricky stocked the children above everything else, probably because she has 3 that are currently in our district right now. But I mean, unwavering support for every single student, no matter who they were, where they came from. She always wanted to do what was best for kids. It was always her question. Not just benefit kids, how to benefit kids, how to benefit kids. Always the right mindset, always a champion for our schools, for our community, and I'm so grateful for her. Mr. Kruger. Mr. Kruger, the first meeting we ever had, he said to me, I know absolutely nothing about any of these things. I'm going to ask a lot of questions. And you did. You asked a lot of questions. And that is great. You've learned so much. You've grown so much as a board member. You are a fierce advocate for our schools with no personal gain at all. You are also a lover and supporter of the arts. And we are so grateful for you sharing that with us as well, inviting us into the community and letting our community into our schools and participating with our students. You are everything that embodies a board member, and I'm so grateful for your service and for your friendship throughout this short time, a little shorter than everybody else's, but it has been fantastic. Miss Jacobs. Miss Jacobs, I've been quizzing for her, I don't know how many times. We've been on a lot of ledges together where we've got to walk it back and walk it back and walk it back. To say that Allison Jacobs is outspoken and passionate and fiery is also I really found it difficult to move the filter. That filter was so invaluable. She has more of a filter than you know, but when it came off, it was always again to put kids first. I have never seen a more fierce advocate for children, for her community, for our schools, for everything good that is happening for our children, on the changes that we have had that have been progressing and moving the needle of our schools. You are such a valuable asset. I know you will also be a fierce advocate for us in the community, and you will continue to make your voice heard and take off that filter whenever it's needed. And I am so grateful that we were on that ledge and we were able to walk it back, and I've had all of my years as a superintendent with you leading by my side. So thank you. Miss Messina. Miss Messina was also on the board that hired me, and we have served together throughout this entire process. I think that I was probably on the ledge a couple times, and it was Miss Messina who oftentimes made phone calls to me to bring me back off of the ledge, and I'm grateful for that. On a personal note, we went through COVID together. For those of you that don't know, Corinne is a school nurse, so her guidance and her expertise during that time was invaluable to us. She has never been afraid to challenge. She has never been afraid to question the decisions that we're making for children. She has oftentimes, even when decisions may not have benefited her own children, she supported them because they were better for all other children and the majority of our children. What I've loved to get to know most about her is her family, her beautiful girls. We have bonded a lot over the trials and tribulations of having teenage girls and what that means as a mom. There have been many conversations that had nothing to do with being board members, but just being moms through the teenage years, and if it will ever get easier with teenagers, right? So I hope that those phone calls still come. I can't wait to see everything that your children do, and thank you so much for your service. I don't even know how to sum up the impact that Irene Campbell has had in these communities. 25 years of service, through good times, through difficult times, through different iterations of our schools, different iterations of leadership, different iterations of superintendents, and she has remained laser focused on the mission and the values that these three schools hold so dear. And that is about supporting our students, supporting our staff through the good, through the bad, and making sure that we are doing everything possible to improve the conditions in which our teachers work and the conditions in which our students learn. And she has done that with pride. She has done that with a fierce veracity for making sure that what we are doing for children is best. Never was there a personal agenda. Never was there anything but putting children first. She is the first one to champion our students, especially Highlands and Highlands Elementary, that I know she will hold in her heart forever. I am so incredibly grateful for you. I am so incredibly grateful for your knowledge, for your dedication, for your friendship, and for your support. You will be missed. You are an absolute treasure. I know. Well, and in, not the tri-district, but now the regional district tradition, I will give you all your plaques.
Well, I just want to say I've been here 25 years. I've been here for many superintendents, board members, teachers. I was here when we had no computers in our elementary school. When we had senior citizens yelling at us because we were going to buy computers and one computers while trying to need them. It's been a long, long journey, but I think I'm leaving the school. I'm not leaving really. but I'm leaving this board table with a wonderful, capable team. We have come so far, and we have come so far in the last few years because of one person and one person. No. This is the reason we are where we are. And she is magnificent, and she knows she's on top of everything. And I must say, the last few years that I've been involved in trying to do things were a lot easier because of Tara Reid. Absolutely.
Don also retired today from his actual job. 56 years of Social Security payments, and his last day, literally, he just started his retirement this evening.
Yes.
I did want to say that I really do appreciate your time on the board. It has been my privilege. These people, I really hold dear to my heart. I love what we've done. And it's been amazing because I started on the board during COVID, so 2020, and we were on Zoom. I didn't see Dr. Compton until June when we did the promotion. So my whole experience was on Zoom, and just knowing that I knew we were on the cusp of something. Utilization was in the cost, and I do want to echo what Irene said. Dr. Compton said to us, we need to take this in our own hands, and she promoted getting the grant for the feasibility study, and then she resigned. And when we were going through the hiring process for 60 candidates, Dr. Beams was the one that took on not only being the superintendent of 3 different schools, but also running the feasibility study and getting as far from visualization as we could. And I am so proud of being on the board to have not only hired her, but to have gone through this and to see where we are today. I came from Northern Carolina. I moved here in June of 21, or 19, and I didn't know anything about mental health, about what was being talked about. What I would say to anyone, please get up to this school. See how lucky these gentlemen are. Mr. McCarthy and Mr. Pritchard, they are wonderful. The staff is wonderful. My son is a 7th grader here, and he is flourishing. He is doing fabulous. And I want to see great things for this school and our entire district. So I really appreciate everything, and thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, under public comments for agenda items only, kindly allocate the public comment meeting. You can make 3 minutes to address the board after being recognized by the presiding officer. Please state your name and address for the record. Anyone? All right. Approval of minutes. Motion to approve the regular meeting minutes from 11/2024 and the executive meeting minutes from 11/2024. Motion. Second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Ms. Campbell? Yes. Ms. Jacobs? Yes. Ms. Knox? Yes. Mr. Krueger? Ms. Messina? Mr. Winger?
Yes. No correspondence, so the use request, building and grounds, approval of all request. Motion. Second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Ms. Campbell? Yes. Ms. Jacobs? Yes. Ms. Knox? Yes. Mr. Krueger? Ms. Messina?
And then consent agenda, motion to approve the following items on the recommendation of the superintendent. Motion. Motion. Okay. Second. Discussion. No discussion. Roll call.
Ms. Campbell? Ms. Jacobs? Ms. Knox? Mr. Krueger? Ms. Messina? Mr. McDermott?
Yes. Okay, we have no new business. Now we will move on to public comment. Time will be allocated for the public comment at this meeting. Speaker will be allotted 3 minutes to address the board after being recognized by the presiding officer. Please state your name and address for the record. Anyone for public comment? Shapiro.
I am Samara Smith, 29 Linda, first of all, my foundation is also to all of the board members who lead and all of our work which you did put in. I know it's a volunteer job, I know it's a tough job, but I've done it myself. Mrs. Campbell in particular, I remember working with you years ago at the same group, so I really appreciate all that. And congratulations to all the students. It was that nice to hear them being so recognized for such a wonderful situation. The pilot grant program, could you tell me, is that in addition to the regular program?
We're gonna, if you have other questions, you just want to go through those all, just
Okay.
do them all together.
My other-
Is it, sorry, what was the pilot band program? What was the question? I couldn't hear you about the pilot band program. What was the question? In addition to?
In addition to the pilot grant program, was my next question?
Yeah, well, what was the full question from your first question?
Is it, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
is it, in addition to the regular math, or is it instead of the regular math?
Okay. And then you have another question as well after?
I have another question, but it's not on math.
Yeah, that's okay. If you just give them all, I'll go back.
Oh, okay. Then my other question, Mr. Hoover, is when did you and the board decide to write that letter that you sent out to some of the Atlantic Islands and Islands residents about the regionalization?
Okay. Is it just the two questions?
Yes.
Any other
So
comments?
far, unless you bring up something that I don't know.
Well, I'm trying to get you in your full 3 minutes, so we don't do like a back and forth when it takes too long.
Are you going to raise another question?
But don't forget, it's not really a question and answer, it's just comments.
Okay.
Are you done?
I'm not.
So the pilot math program for enrollment math for these 12 teachers, we have a pacing guide which will now take the place of our I. So we'll be using this math program while our other classrooms are using our I Ready program, but it's aligned with our same pacing guide. So it's the same standards, it's just using a different program. So we're gonna be able to have a comparison of the programs, and if our teachers and students, we start to see some positives, then the math committee will reconvene and then possibly adopt that program as a new math program. So all the standards are changing in the state of New Jersey for math. We, like I said, have had IRA math for many years. We convened a committee. So these 12 teachers will be piloting this, but it's not an additional math program. So this will be the math program for those 12 classrooms, and all the other classrooms will continue with our regular math program. The same standards, the same pacing, it's just different resources in the classroom.
So is it the same as saying kids are in trial? They're going to be.
So it's not kids in a trial, it's just a program, the materials that they're using are different math materials. So these 12 classrooms, the teachers are going to implement this to see which one we're going to move forward with. It happens pretty regularly, then it's highlighted.
Sounds good, actually.
I hope, we're excited about it.
Yeah, we probably decided whether to in November. Sounds all right.
No, I don't know enough about that program, but it sounds great.
We'll learn more.
Yeah.
And then I was just saying, we probably decided to write the letter around the end of November for your question.
I'm sorry?
We decided to write the letter around the end of November for for your second question. Thank you.
At a meeting, or did you talk to the phone, or?
That was the answer.
I think you're, hi, how are you, Mr. I think you're trying to suggest, and I'm not sure, I don't put words in your mouth, but I want to answer your question, so I want to be able to make sure my answers your question. I think you're asking whether there was a meeting at which the board approved such letter. That's not legally required. The board, only gets to meet once or so long. And in the period between the board president's charge of the responsibility of providing board sentiment, in some cases, being the spokesperson for the Board of Education. And when there's an issue with respect to the community, that the board president should address on behalf of the board and speaking on behalf of the board through conversations at times or just understanding what board sentiment is. The board president is free to do that. So this didn't occur necessarily at a meeting. It occurred in between meetings to ensure, of course, before we did so, that we had the board support and calling board members, talking to them, and ensuring that the board supported what we said. And what I understand, every board member currently on the board supported all the words in the letter that was written to the community. The letter itself was provided as widespread as this board could possibly provide. I think the board put it on its website, certainly went to all the parents. The Board of Education does not have the distribution list that maybe political organizations have or corporations have. They do their best to distribute information as much as they can, but certainly this is information that was for the entire community.
Okay, I question, thank you very much. The question is because Mr. Woodford said he and the board had decided, and that I understand her come up with a meeting in order to make a hearing to vote on the fact that they were going to send him a letter out. And as far as going to the whole community, no, he did not want the whole community to say.
It went to the entire school, right? And me writing a letter for things that have honestly been said over the past 1 to 6 years does not require a vote. Nothing in that letter is new, right? All that information has been shared in previous board member meetings. It's as simple as when you write me an email and it's on.
Let me know what you say later.
Thank you, Bill. Any other comments?
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Edrum, 123A East Highland Avenue. So I just wanted to come to show support this evening, to thank those of you that have shown a lot of service to the communities. I know the last several years have not been easy between a pandemic, etc. So thank you for putting the students first always. Thank you for doing your best and trying to mediate various controversies as they arise. And, your service, oh, sorry.
Is that your time?
That's it's my son's allergy medicine. So, actually, tell him to take it. Yes, so anyway, thank you so much. Your service is, often not appreciated or understood. I know becoming a board member takes time to know how it works. So thank you all for taking that time to figure out what your role is in the community, how you can best serve the students, and the administration and everybody else. So just thank you. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Hanukkah.
Thank you. Anyone else? All right, any comments? Oh, Mark, sorry, that's it.
Sure.
Thank you, Mr. Lindbergh. Mark Fisherman, 103rd Avenue. Last Thursday at the council meeting in Atlantic Highlands, I asked a few questions, and it concerned the progression of regionalization. And at that point, we had heard the decision that the three-judge appellate court rendered in favor of Seabrook. Since then, obviously, it sounds like the situation has changed.
From what I understand, and maybe you can tell me if it's 100% true, Shore Regional and Ocean Board are going to file a motion, I don't know if that's the proper petition, with the New Jersey Supreme Court now to take their case before, I guess it's a 6 or 7 judge court to try to convince them that Seabright exiting Shore Regional and Ocean Port should not be allowed. The reasons for my questions last Thursday was, is there anything, regardless of how the decision goes now with the Supreme Court, is there anything that the school board and the borough should be doing now in case the Supreme Court judges say, we're not going to hear this case? And that's, they can say that. They can say the appellate court was correct, we're not even going to hear it. But are there things we can do now to progress the steps necessary to try to get a vote on the general election ballot next November? I know that was a question, but that's the only one I have.
So, I know the members of this community have all quickly on the law school over the last couple of years, all experiencing that happen, at least school law school. And I got to law school with some of this regionalization stuff, which has a lot of our heads in it. So specifically, Mr. Fisher, you asked what the process is. It's a petition for cert with the Supreme Court, but I wasn't even aware of that until this evening, late this evening, that even happened. But that's what's important for regional, that doesn't have to do with us. But it affects us to the extent that the litigation continues, in the sense that it sounds to me, without actually reading the petition for cert, that the Ocean Board and Shore Regional Boards of Education have petitioned the New Jersey State Supreme Court to hear reasons as to why the appellate division was incorrect in its decision. But let's clarify for a second, and make sure this is clear for the community, and not certainly the community is not here, but members of the community are, to the extent that you can talk to your neighbors about this. It's important. We're trying to really make sure that my time is up, I guess, right? To make sure that the members of the community know there's a lot of misinformation out there about all of this. So the one thing I really want to clarify is what the appellate division said. The appellate division said that Seabright has the right to petition for withdrawal from Ocean Board for Regional. That's what it said. It did not say it has withdrawn. It said it can, and that process is currently a question, petition of whether or not Seabright will be able to withdraw. It's currently actually before the Department of Education through the Executive County Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Russ Richards, and he's reviewing the petition for it. The question is, what can the school district do? We're in the process of to get this on the ballot. We're not committed at this point to that exact process. There's a concern, obviously, that we still have to have many discussions as to what will be next. I think the resolution has to take place whether the Seabright can properly withdraw from Ocean Point Regional. So I know there are a lot of the and I see this with as much objectivity as possible. I represent the board, but this is still, there's a lot of attempts to describe this as an inevitability that it's just finally here. The litigation in this case just continues. One of the reasons that this board in particular was so insistent on getting out of the litigation of Ocean Point Regional, we didn't want to be a part of that. But we are going to continue to make sure that this board's interests are protected, and that this board, this new board, these new board members, I'm supposed to mention, but it's not my role to commend you so much, although I really appreciate all of you. Let me that's all of you. But I am, this is the first time I've been part of the first ever Board of Education. You're all George Washington, as far as I'm concerned. This is, you're pioneers in this community, having started a new board. I've never been a part of that as much school law as I've practiced over the years, and that's been really exciting and impressive just to be with you all at these meetings. But this is still in its infancy. You're still just getting up and running. Every time you do something, it's still this year the first time you're ever doing it as a board. And so there's some complications. So I think one of the things that we've been trying to express is that I know that there are some people outside of this district, the district, like the administration, the board, who want this to move really fast from a secret perspective. But we are focused on getting ourselves up and running, and that takes more than just a couple months. It takes some time, it takes process, it takes deliberation. And from a government perspective, the government moves slowly for a reason. It moves with deliberative speed. It can be frustrating for residents, for taxpayers, but it moves with a deliberation because you want to make sure decisions are right, that they're considered, that they are researched. And we're not even close to the research part on whether this works. There's no formula that's been agreed upon by us, and we're just busy getting up and running. In the meantime, the county superintendent will decide whether or not Seagram will be allowed to withdraw from Washington Board or regional. And in the meantime, county superintendent is going to surely wait to hear what the report says, as whether or not they'll accept certain. I don't know if that's not going to happen. I'm not a health expert anyway. I just know that that's something that's incredibly important. We'll watch from the sidelines, but not involved in that litigation.
Can I ask one more question? Just one, very quick. If the New Jersey Supreme Court says no, can they take it to the district court and just keep going on?
The only place to appeal from the New Jersey Supreme Court is the United States Supreme Court. I can't imagine that's going to happen. Hey, it's not, again, it's like an Oklahoma law school here, right? No, I can't imagine that's going to happen. But a state court decision is appealable to the United States Supreme Court, not to federal courts. That was another additional, we say district court, I assume the federal courts, so it's a totally different matter.
Yes, thank you.
Hi there, my name is Gina Malik. I live at C5 Hillside Court in beautiful Highlands, New Jersey. I have a question and a comment. My comment first, I appreciate how challenging it can be to have misinformation. And I think, especially as I'm taking some grad classes in communications, that a proactive message is probably the best way to make sure that there's not so much confusion. So with all objectivity and respect, I think if the tri-district or the new board wants the 10,000 people who live in town to know what's going on and get accurate information, you could probably find a listserv, where you can send the message to everybody and not just parents. And then my question, very curious to hear about the survey going out to the community about the inclusion of sixth grade at Henry Hudson. And my question is the board just exploring that opportunity, or is the board exploring other configurations that would benefit our students and our teachers, like consolidating our two elementary schools that are 2 miles apart into 2 schools, maybe where one is a pre-K, one is a 3rd grade. I think I've heard a lot of people in the administration and the superintendent say how important it is for the teachers in the district to be able to interact with each other on a professional development level. And if there's a school where there's only one teacher per grade level, and maybe even more than one grade level, but we have another school down the street with teachers who are teaching that same grade level with facilities that could make that happen. And Atlantic Highlands Elementary School is suffering a crowding issue. I think it just makes sense for you to, at least as long as we're surveying the community about 6th grade, ask their input about that. So I was curious if the board is exploring any other configurations other than moving 6th grade to Hudson. Thank you.
Right now we are not. Thanks. Any other comments? All right, thank you. So, any Board of Education comments? Thank you very much. We're now going to go to executive session. Can I have a motion, please? Second. To go into closed executive session at 8:10 p.m. for approximately 45 minutes. Action may be taken after the closed session. Thank you. Roll call.
Ms. Campbell? Yes. Ms. Jacobs? Yes. Ms. Knox? Yes. Mr. Krueger? Yes. Ms. Messina? Yes. Mr. Winger?
Yes.